if a better outcome did involve no retail or no commercial, then so be it. I just think we're at a stage we need to get this sorted.
Well, we covered lots of news this week, and perhaps one of the biggest stories this week has been a story rumbling on for months, and an issue that has been going on for years. This is involving the Cornhill Walk, and there was a significant update at the back end of 2025.
Yeah.
And before Christmas, we discovered that the Cornhill Walk had been formally taken out of the business ratings list. So therefore, haven't been paying business rates on the premises, haven't been paying a bid levy. And the reason I was given was because there was no commercial. The planning proposal was non-commercial, but I understood that the planning application still involves some commercial units within it. So I'm very surprised that the valuation office have made the decision they have. But there's certainly little we at the bid can do about it.
This week, we covered that the business who owns Cornhill Walk has had its business rates waived for 9 years. Earlier this week, I spoke to CEO of our Bury Edmunds Business Improvement District about this ongoing issue, and he has provided a bit more context of the history of the building over the last 9 years.
I've been in this role nearly 15 years, and when I arrived, Cornhill Walk Shopping Centre was a small undercover enclosed shopping centre with individual units. I think it only at its peak probably hosted six or seven businesses. And gradually, during my first 2 or 3 years here, more and more of the units closed until they were all evicted and left because of a variety of reasons. And the owner then sold the Cornhill Walk unit to the current owners, as best I understood. Their plan initially was to retain some commercial stroke retail units on the ground floor and convert the above into residential apartments. And basically, the back of Cornhill Walk, it runs parallel to a street called Well Street, and the residents are well organised, well informed, and have consistently objected to the various proposals to develop the site, down to the impact it has upon them. Initially, I think from memory, the proposal was to have something like 60 apartments and no parking, and then less apartments and more parking. And just before Christmas, the most recent amended planning application was rejected by the planning inspectorate, is my understanding. So really, we're back to square one. It's within the town centre, but it's just on the periphery, and it's run down. A bit of a concrete monolith, really. And in a town with such a low vacancy rate, it's frustrating because I'm sure if it had been converted sooner, we would have retailers in there. But we are where we are. It frustrates the residents. I'm sure it frustrates the owners, and it frustrates our organisation as representatives of the town centre, because it could be a asset, but
Yeah.
currently isn't. And I at the moment can't see a positive outcome, because this has just dragged on and on and on.
Mark Cordell has expressed urgency on the matter and has asked that the issue has a solution. He isn't the only one who has expressed frustration. I reached out to councillor Diane Hind, who has said, quote, in relation to Cornhill Walk, the valuation office decides whether business rates are applicable to any particular property, and then we, as the authority responsible for collecting business rates on behalf of the government, are notified of any changes and implement them accordingly. As you'll be aware, Cornhill Walk has had a zero rateable value since May 2017. I, Diane Hind, believe this is on the basis that the developer was seeking a conversion to residential use, but not our decision. It means we are unable to collect both business rates for the address and the Business Improvement District levy. Diane Hind said, I would like to see the decision overturned. So that was Diane Hind talking. She emailed me earlier this week as well. Mark Cordell wants this issue to be finished, but has said that demolition may not be the way to go.
But I can also see demolishing is going to cause a considerable amount of disruption to both local businesses and residents.
Mr. Cordell says that he would like the matter finished.
I mean, I'm ever the pragmatist, so I'm open to any ideas really. And I have said, even though I'm a representative of town centre businesses, if a better outcome did involve no retail or no commercial, then so be it. I just think we're at a stage we need to get this sorted.
He has touched on what could be an option for the future of the building.
You haven't been able to contact the owners, same here. I don't know if they are considering, if they're open to offers.
Yeah,
You know, obviously I don't know what they paid for it. They may still think it was a sound investment and they aren't in any hurry. But as I say, with the leader of the council putting out the suggestion of compulsory purchase, it's just interesting as to whether that is a option.
Well, that is our biggest story of this week. Join us next week where we will be covering more news in Bury Edmunds, and I will be talking to a shop that has gone viral on TikTok.